uh, and she goes, to different centers to energize the center. She has been here last year also. This is the second visit. So it's a blessed time to have here.
No, but I came many years before
Yeah,
that.
she's been here for the Bangalore a number of times. But this place, second time she's here. In fact, my Kriya initiation was also by Janaji, way more than 11, 12 years.
Mm.
So I'm continuing, she'll be here for the weekend. And the topic today will be the Guru's love is unconditional. And she spent many years, more than 40 plus years with Swamiji, right? And she has taken several leadership positions. She's been in Italy, she's been in US, and now she is, settled in India, with God's grace. She's been
Since
here
2005.
since 2005, right? And she has many stories to share, right? And many blessings, talks of Swamiji. She's been listening, right, for many years. It's a privilege, and thank you, Annaji, for giving us your time to the Bangalore.
Thank you. Can you lead a prayer?
Yeah, sure. Now let's start with a prayer. Heavenly Father,
Father,
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
friend beloved God,
friend, beloved
great
God,
masters of pure yoga,
great masters, yoga,
Christ,
Jesus
Bhagavad
Christ,
Krishna,
Bhagavati
Sarai
Krishna,
Mahashaya,
Sri
Swami
Mahastai,
Shri Yukteswar,
Swami Shri Yukteswar,
beloved Guru,
beloved Guru,
Rams Yogananda,
Paramahansa Yoganandaji,
blessed Swami,
blessed Swamiji,
saints and sages of all religions.
saints of all
We
religions,
humbly bow before you,
we bow before you.
pray to you,
Pray to you,
fill us with your light.
fill us with your light,
May we feel your presence,
your
May our
presence,
be guided by you.
be guided by you.
Oh,
Oh. Let's start with the chant together. This chant, as you know, Yoganandaji. Well, let me ask first of all, is anyone here for the first time today? Okay, more than welcome. Yoganandaji, our guru, said that chanting, devotional singing to God from your heart is half the battle of a struggle, maybe you could say, of meditation and meaning also of your spiritual life. So here at Ananda, we chant spiritualized songs made spiritual by our guru. And we chant songs that chants of Swami Kriyanandaji, who is a direct disciple of Yoganandaji. And Swamiji said his songs, he wrote 400 pieces of music. And he said his music is attuned to the vibration of Om, the deepest vibration in the whole universe. And Master Yoganandaji, we call him Master, that he chanted his chants over and over and over until he received a divine response. And we can too receive a divine response if we chant these particular chants. So I invite you to join me today. Don't be an observer and listen. Don't feel your voice isn't good. No one's really going to be listening to you. Or you could sing softly and join us in this wonderful chant of Swami Kriyanandaji, words of Yoganandaji from his poem Samadhi. And the words we're going to be chanting are joy, joy, ever new joy. Now we know what that means. That is the essence of our being, of our soul, is ever new joy and bliss. And so please join me. I don't want to be singing a solo here. I would like you to join me on this. Okay, first of all, sit up away from the back of the chair. I told a group last week, the back of the chair is not your friend. You might think it is, but then your spine is bent. And Master said a bent spine is the enemy of self-realization because the energy is trying to flow up to the brain, to the spiritual eye. And if the spine is bent, it just can't flow. Imagine a hose that's kinked and curled up. You try to water your flowers and the water can't come through. So sit up straight, Now let's inhale with a double breath like this and tense the whole body until you're vibrating. Now exhale through the mouth. We have fresh air here. I'm so happy to be here from Delhi. Sorry, Delhi. It's hot, it's humid, and it's a lot of pollution. Inhale again. Double breath, vibrate, exhale. Release the tensions. Inhale again. Fresh prana flowing in the body, vibrate. Now get rid of the stress and of the week and the tensions. Now, first. We can feel the presence of the masters here in this beautiful retreat, in this temple, in our hearts, in the singing, in Swamiji's talk, in this reading. We can sense that it's the most important relationship in our entire life. We think the spouse or the child or our parents, but it's really God who's coming through the guru. It's an eternal bond, lifetime after lifetime. Our parents may change, our spouse, our children, but God comes through the guru eternally and loves us eternally through that form. And there is no one else who can ever replace God in our lives through the guru. The guru comes when the disciple is ready, when the heart is open, when this is what you really long for. God appears in your life as the guru. Our parents give us physical birth. The guru, he gives a spiritual birth. No one else can do that. The guru is a channel for God. The guru's love is not personal. It's God's love. Yogananda ji said, I killed Yogananda long ago. No one dwells in this temple now but God. He was a channel, is a channel for the divine flowing into the hearts of those who are open and receptive. And the bond is forever. We don't shift and change our guru, go to another path, go to other teachings. Once that bond is made in whatever lifetime, the bond lasts forever, as long as a disciple holds that bond. There was a disciple, Senior Quran of Yogananda Ji's, and Master said about him, I lost sight of you for several lifetimes, but I won't lose sight of you again. And Senior Quran kept asking Master, please don't lose sight of me. Don't lose me again. And Swami Kriyananda Ji explained that it wasn't the guru who lost sight of the disciple. The guru never loses sight of the disciple. It was the disciple who went away. Swamiji asked Master, have I been your disciple for thousands of years? And Master said, all I'll say is it's been a long time. So it's not something that this life I've taken discipleship, now I'm a disciple, is the first life. It's many, many, many lifetimes. We recognize that from the voice of Yogananda ji, don't we? Like Babaji was trying to awaken Lahiri Mahashaya. Don't you remember this cave? Don't you remember your meditation asan? Don't you remember this cup? And finally, he had to touch him to awaken disciple. We remember from Yoganandaji's face, don't we? His eyes on Autobiography of a Yogi. When we read the book, his words, his vibrations coming through the book. Master said, I put my vibrations in that book. We recognize he's our guru through his chants, through his songs, through those who lived with him, advanced disciples who were direct disciples of Master, or Swami Kriyanandaji, through those who represent him, through places that you come to like this, there's a memory. There's something you remember through his techniques, through energization, through Kriya Yoga, through Hong Sa Om. There's a memory. I've done this before. I'm a yogi. I'm a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. And that is something that God has planted, Master, in our hearts. We can't get him out, even if we tried, because that was given by God, by the divine. And so we have to realize, first of all, that the bond is established between guru and disciple, and it's not to be broken. It's not to be lightened. It's to be cherished. It's sacred. It's eternal. And it's the greatest blessing one could ever have. Secondly, it's unconditional love that the guru gives to the disciple. We can't say that our spouse gives us unconditional love. We can't say that our parents give us unconditional love. We can't say that our children give us unconditional love. It's I love you if, I love you because. But God's love is completely pure, and it's coming from the guru, unconditional. When Master met Dr. Lewis, well, first of all, when he met Swamiji, you heard what Swamiji said. Swamiji, Priyanandaji went to Yogananda and he said, his first words, I want to be your disciple. Master knew who he was. And he said to him, I give you my unconditional love. Wow. What a blessing. Right at the beginning, I give you my unconditional love. Will you give me yours? That's the other side of the equation. And Swamiji said yes. When Master met Dr. Lewis, his first disciple in America, Master said, they're God's disciples, they're not my disciples. Dr. Lewis came and he said, I have read here in the Bible where it says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. And he was looking at Yoganandaji. He'd never met a yogi before. Master just out of India, dark skin, long hair, probably orange robes. And Dr. Lewis said, I've asked many a minister, a teacher, this question. I've never gotten a satisfactory answer. Do you know what Jesus Christ is meaning here? And Yoganandaji said, I think so. And he said, have you seen the light he's talking about here? And Yoganandaji said, I think so. And he said, can you show me this light? And he said, I think so. And Master sat Dr. Lewis down in front of him, cross-legged, and he asked him a question. before he revealed anything to him, you know, the question was, will you love me always as I shall love you? He knew that was his disciple. Will you love me always? He didn't say, will you study? Will you practice the techniques? Will you come and visit? He said, will you love me? Meaning the heart, like door of my heart, open wide, I keep. He said, will you love me? And Dr. Lewis said, he didn't know what to say. First meeting, here's a yogi. Dr. Lewis was very conservative, and he looks at Yoganandaji, and he said in his book written by his daughter, he said, I said yes, because you see, I could feel the love. How beautiful. How could I say no? I could feel the love from Master. And then Master said, he brought his forehead to Dr. Lewis's forehead, and he showed him the light of the spiritual eye, Kutastha Chaitanya, the seed of enlightenment. He didn't pull out the Gita, he didn't pull out the Bible, he put his forehead, the doctor's forehead, and he showed him the great light of God. Guru, disciple, will you love me? He said yes, and Master went like this. Good. Now I can take charge of your life. See the equation? The love was there. Now I can take charge of your life. So it's unconditionally the guru gives to the disciple, but he asks the disciple to return that love. Will you also give me yours? And that's a bit important question. Every day we should think, am I giving back to my guru? Am I giving that love back? And the next point is that disciple has to be open. Swamiji came to Master very intellectual, and Master said, you have to open up. You have to get devotion. And he took Swamiji one day, I think it was evening, he had Swamiji come to where he was. And he asked, he was sitting there with Yoganandaji, and he asked one of the nuns to fetch something from the kitchen in a paper bag. He brought it out, Master, and he said, now switch the lights off. And Swamiji was 22, 23 years old, maybe. Master pulls out of the bag a little toy pistol, and he shot it up in the air, and sparks started coming out. And he looks at Swamiji, who's just all in his head, and he says, how do you like it? Swamiji didn't know what to say. The Master pulls out another pistol out of the bag, and it has a parachute going up in the air and descending slowly down. Master looked, all the disciples looked, and he looked at Swamiji. He says, how do you like them, Walter? And Swamiji thought, this is strange. But he said, they're okay, sir. He didn't know what to say. And Master said, a quote from the Bible, very deep. He just went right into Swamiji's heart. He said, suffer the little children, I mean, allow the little children to come unto me. These are the words of Jesus. Because such is the kingdom of God. And Swamiji understood that he had to open himself up. There was, Swamiji went to Master once, and he said, teach me to love you as you love me. Master's words were so beautiful. He said, how can the little cup hold the ocean of God's love? He said, you have to expand the cup. You have to expand your consciousness, expand your heart. When we, in the purification ceremony we do here at Ananda, The words are, the master says, open your heart to me, and I will enter and take charge of your life. Isn't that beautiful? Open your heart to me, door of my heart, open, I keep for thee. And so that openness has to be there as well when we speak of the divine love. Also, let us remember the guru is drawing the disciple through love. Why do we come here today? We want to feel his presence, isn't it? I mean, it's not just being in the open. We want to feel God's presence. Swamiji said that he went to a bookshop and he saw Autobiography of a Yogi. This was before he came onto the path. And he pulled the book out and he looked at the face and he was attracted. But then he said in the inside, it said dedicated to an American saint, Luther Burbank. And he said, he closed it and said, there's no American saints, but there are lots. So he put the book back and he said, I'm not going to buy that. And then he did some duties he had. And the next day or so, he was back in that area. And he said he felt an actual force. This is the force of love. Master pulling him. He'd never, like he said, he didn't know anything about yoga, karma, incarnation, reincarnation, any of that. And Swamiji said, I felt a force turning me in the direction of the bookstore, pushing me back to buy the book. And I went there and I bought the book, Autobiography of a Yogi. If you haven't read it, please do. Have you read it? Yeah. And he said, I read it from cover to cover, laughing and crying. And he said, then I got on a bus 4 days and 4 nights. Immediately, I went across the country from the east to the west coast of America. And I knelt in front of Yogananda and I said, I want to be your disciple. There was a force. Each of us came with the pull of love has brought us back to our guru. When I started this path some years back, I had just graduated from college. And I thought what people said, if you'll get a good job and you'll have the money, you'll have a car, you have a life, you have a place to live, you'll have everything and you'll be happy. Well, I wasn't happy. And I kept thinking there's something big that's missing that I don't have. I was 21 years old. There's something big that's missing. There's got to be more to life. And that night, I prayed through the night. And just, if there is a God, I want to know you. I didn't believe me. I grew up in a rough-ish area of Los Angeles. We didn't know it. This was in the 60s, early 70s. I certainly didn't know anything about yoga, India, and gurus and all of this. But I just asked for help. And the next day, it's an amazing story. The guru's listening to us. The next day, it wasn't like a month, a year later. The next day, I was at a store buying some things for my kids. I was in social services and I had kids I was serving. And I saw a little pamphlet at the checkout stand and it said meditation. I had never heard about meditation. This was 72, I believe it was. Maybe 76, yeah. And I didn't know anything, but something just said, just get the book. So I got it. I was at a park, something like here. I was on a bench having my lunch. I was reading the little pamphlet. Now this is the day after the prayer. And I was getting more and more interested in meditation because I just could feel there's something about this. Lo and behold, I look further down, and there's somebody sitting there meditating on another bench. This was unbelievable to me. This was a first prayer. I felt it was first prayer that was answered. And I ran down to where the fellow was. It was like between here and my end of the property. And I just said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'll never forget, his eyes were closed. His back was straight. He definitely wasn't sleeping. He opened his eyes. He says, "Well, I was meditating." And I said, "I'm just reading about meditation." Within 1 week after the prayer, I learned transcendental meditation, bringing my fruits and flowers. I learned a mantra. And what book did they give me? Autobiography of a Yogi. Master was calling. Everybody has some story like that. Master's calling. It's the divine love is calling you, is drawing you. And there's a story. I'll close this part with a beautiful story of a disciple, Bob Raymer. These were all very great disciples of Master. And he came, he had his own private jet. He flew in to meet Master. He gets there to, I think it was Mount Washington. And he goes to Master, and Master opens the door. He says, "How can I help you?" And he says, "Well, I've just read your book, and I want to learn this." He called it Kriya Yoga. "I just got to learn this Kriya Yoga." And Master said, "Okay, come on in." Master knew who the disciples were. It was no doubt about it. He drew the man there. So he says, "Come on in." And so he sat him down, and Master had on his table a photo album of his relatives and some mithai, some sweets. And so Master kept turning the page. "This is my brother, that's my sister." And the man was like, "What about Kriya Yoga?" Master had the prasad. He kept putting it in the man's mouth himself, feeding him. And he kept turning the page, and it's my other brother, sister, he just kept, whoever it was, and then he kept feeding him. And the man said, "Well, this is all very good, but I came to learn Kriya Yoga." So Master he just kept taking his time. What was he doing? He was feeding him love from his own hand and from his own heart. He knew who this was, but he had to open him up. So he just poured his love into the disciple. And then finally, the man kept asking about Kriya Yoga. Master said finally, "Okay, tomorrow, 10 o'clock. What a blessing. Now, of course, we don't give Kriya that way. So he came, and Master initiated him. And after the initiation, Master said, "Now go back to your hotel." He was living, I think, in Arizona, I'm not sure. And he said, "And you practice this, what I taught you." And he said, "Now don't drink," because he used to drink every night. I heard the story from Swamiji. He used to drink 2 martinis every night. And Master, he knew that. He said, "Don't drink, you do this, practice." So he went back, he sat on his bed, he started doing the Kriya Yoga. And he goes so deep into it. I heard him myself, actually. He came to Ananda village, and he said he only had done a few. And then suddenly, energy just rose up his spine and out to the spiritual eye. And he said he never felt anything like that. He said, "I began to weep. I began to laugh. I fell off the bed laughing and crying. And I just said, I waited for this my whole life. How did that happen?" Guru. He could have gone to the same hotel. Nothing would have happened. Master poured his love into him. And then he was able to lift his energy up and become completely changed. You have to understand that the technique isn't enough. You have to have the divine link with the Guru. And now I want to go into how is Master's love manifested in our life? It's not enough to feel it. How is it manifested? Well, one way is there's a living presence within us. You can see in the person's face, you can hear in the voice, you can see in the eyes, you can see in the posture. There's a living presence. The Guru is living. It's a living presence, the Guru in the disciple. You should always try to keep that in mind. My Guru is living in me. We used to have a beautiful song at the church I grew up in about the life of Jesus. He walks with me. He talks with me. He tells me I'm his own. We should feel Master's love is manifested, and he was walking with me. He's talking with me. He's hand in hand with me. He's in my whole life. And someone asked Swami Kriyanandaji once, he said, have you seen God? This was near the end of Swamiji's lifetime. And Swamiji said, I can't say that I've seen God, but he's with me all the time. What else is there? He's with me all the time. So the same with the Guru. We should feel his presence all the time with us. And here again, he's always there. Where's the disciple? Master said what? To those who think me near, I will be near. What a beautiful, beautiful words from the Guru. For those who think me near. So in our minds, we have to, how we're going to manifest Master's love in our life. The first way is to have his living presence, not to make him a museum or just a picture on the wall, but that he's living and breathing in the disciple. He's giving us guidance, isn't it so? He's giving us blessing. And Yoganandaji said, I'll give you lots of my good karma. We have to know that that good karma comes as we open up so that you can get there. I'll give you lots of my good karma. 25% is our efforts, 25%, but we have to 100% in that 25. 25% is Guru's efforts on the disciple's part. That's a lot. And 50% is the grace of God. And so this whole part of starting to live in the presence of the Guru, have him living him in you, is very important. This is what we saw in Swami Kriyanandaji. We lived with him, meaning we lived with Master. And you always knew that Master was there in Swamiji. There was never a doubt. And that's the goal of the disciple, is to become like the Guru, changing your consciousness, your energy, your magnetism, your attitudes, your behaviors. You can't say the Guru is going to do it all. You have to help. You do it yourself. And I remember Swamiji once he played the part in a play of Jesus Christ. And afterwards, Master said, oh, I hear you played the part nicely. And Swamiji said, I don't want to play a part of Jesus. I want to be like him. Master said, that will come. He said, that will come. It will come. If you want it, if you strive for it, that will come. That's the goal. And secondly, in inspiration, we were with Swamiji when he wrote Essence of the Bhagavad Gita, another book you should get if you haven't. Master's words, Swamiji edited his words. But the point is, the Guru comes as ideas, thoughts, inspiration, answers, solutions. This is another manifestation of Guru's love, isn't it? You have a difficulty, you have a problem, you open yourself up. And I do this all the time with different programs or talks or projects. I open myself up to Guru. And many people go, that's my idea. You don't have an idea. He said, Master said that ideas, thoughts are universally rooted, not individually. Who's giving you the ideas? Who's giving you the talk? Who's giving you the thoughts? Who's giving you these answers? Remember Swami Sri Yukteswarji told Yoganandaji when after Master, through his guru, he went into that ecstatic samadhi, which he writes about in Autobiography of a Yogi. Master, afterwards, he goes to his guru, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, and he says, that was fine, but when will I find God? And Swami Sri Yukteswarji says, what are you looking for? You found him. And Master said, I don't think so. And Swami Sri Yukteswarji said, you have found him. And he said, I see you're looking for phenomena. And he said, you know that you have found God when you feel his joy in yourself in meditation, and when you feel his guidance with you, even in the details. And we're on that track. Maybe we may not be all the way there, but we certainly, I mean, you could feel the joy today, now, but even as we were chanting, and you feel the joy, and when you feel his counsel. And so another way the Guru's love manifests is in the disciple through his thoughts. Changing your attitudes. That's not the right attitude. That is the right attitude. This isn't the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. That's not the right behavior. This is the right behavior. These thoughts are coming. And many people try to shut them out, but it's the Guru talking to us, isn't it so? And so we were with Swamiji, as I was saying, well, he was working on the Gita, and he was just filled with ideas and the words and the thoughts and the phrases and how to change this and edit this. And he said, Master's doing it through me. And he would say that about everything, the music, Master's written this. We have a tulip festival at Ananda village, you probably know, every spring. And someone asked Swamiji at a certain point, was this your idea to have the tulip festival? And he says, yes, me and Master. Even tulips, you know, he would say, yes, me and Master. And the community's idea, that's Master, you know? And so then Swamiji, I remember he was so thrilled as he was writing. And he would have you stay like to midnight reading, read this chapter, and you try to tiptoe out. He said, no, come back, read this chapter. So I remember one night, it was about midnight, and I was leaving his house after reading one of the chapters. And I went down the stairs, and I could just feel there was a strong presence of Master in the house. And I stayed a moment, then I just said, well, I don't know. Then I just left. The next day, I asked Swamiji, is Master here while you're working on the Gita? And he said so matter-of-factly, of course. Of course. We tend to think, well, he would ever. Why wouldn't he come? Master himself said, I'll be there. He said, I'll be at the back of the room while the chanting's happening. You might not know I'm there, but I'll be chanting with you. Just like Swamiji said, Babaji's body is not like our body. So Master's body is not like our body. He said, I'll be there, chanting along with you. So that was a confirmation. Yes, he's here. So through your inspiration, the Guru comes and he helps you with your children or with your finances or with your boss or whatever. Is that not divine love flowing? It's not just sitting in meditation, I feel divine love, I feel divine love. You got to put that in action. What are you going to do with it? Isn't it so? And then another is in seva. When we first came here to India, 2005, I did, 2003, some others. We came many times to Bangalore. Some of you know, some of you don't. We didn't know anybody here. And then we met Neelamji. She's not able to come this weekend, but it's just so wonderful. We always loved it in Bangalore. I mean, still, we would come and do level 1, then go another city, another state, then we come back, do level 2. We give the homework in between. Then we come back, level 3. Haridasji would come often. There was 4 or 5 of us always. Then we come back, do level 4. Then we come back and do the Kriya initiation. But they were so full of love. No, we were so happy to serve our guru and to get his message, his name, his techniques known in India. And so we would come and we'd go to the hall and set the hall up. Then we set up the registration table. Then we set up the book table. Then we set the altar, make sure the chairs are all the people who were serving. We didn't have any help in those days. And I remember I would be on the registration table and I'd be writing the names. Now, what is your name? Subramaniam. Blah, 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 blah. I would say, no, can you say that again? Blah, 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 blah. Then I'd say, well, can you spell that? Then I said, can you write your name? Long names. But just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at level 1. At level 1, just hundreds of people. And then Jayaji would be on the book table often. He was just selling the books, here's the saint, he's selling the books. And then I remember once, and Dharmadasji was there too, often. Once Haridasji came to me, I was on the registration. There was like 10 people deep. You're registering people. And he says, John, it's time to go give the introduction. It's time to start. I said, I can't leave my post now. So he came back a couple more times. But then finally I went over and I told Jai, I said, now it's time to give the talk. He's just selling the books, He said, is it? I said, yeah, get over there. And he went straight from the book table. Now Patanjali says, I just loved it. Who can do that? Who can do that? Go from book sales to Patanjali? 30 seconds. Now that's a yogi. But I'm saying this to say we were so happy to serve our guru. We were just full of love. They give master's love. So how is he coming through? How's master's love coming through? You. And I see, look at this beautiful altar. It's stunning. Look how beautifully they set this whole place up. It's just so beautiful. And the beautiful warm welcome from the different staff here. It's so touching. Now, what is it? Master. God serving God. Isn't it? That's what Master said. It's God serving God. And I come here, different ones come here, and we feel at home because it's Master. It's his love. This is a loving vibration here. It's full of love here. And we should be full of love. It's if you're angry all the time, you're shouting at your kids and you're this isn't right. It's just not right. You can't just be a yogi in the meditation. You have to be able to control yourself. Have the divine love flowing through you. I heard one story Swamiji told that about Ananda Ma. Well, a couple of beautiful stories, but one, she was so full of love and joy, and Swamiji had a close relationship with her. He saw her many times, and Jyotishji did as well. And he said one time he was supposed to catch a train, and Ma was there. She had come along with some other devotees, and they were seeing the devotees off who were on the train. So everybody else was on the train, and so Swamiji he needed to go. The train was ready to go. He needed to go on the train, and he just said he couldn't get on the train. He said, I just felt so much love. I kept trying to get on the train, but I just couldn't get on the train. And finally, I said, Ma, as long as you're here, I won't be able to leave. You have to go, and then I can get on the train. So then she left and he got on the train. But a saint's love is so powerful. It's just so beautiful. Think of it that way. And there are many other stories, but I don't have the time to go into all of them. But try to see in your life more the divine love. Another way Guru brings his love is through our meditation. Isn't it so? When we meditate, what are you feeling? Stress, tension, worry, doubt. This is all wrong, the wrong answers. What are you really feeling? If you go with love, Master said, never meditate alone. Meditate with the gurus. There was one woman who said, Guruji, I don't feel you as much as the others feel you. And he said, if you shut the door, how can I come in? He's there all the time. So in meditation, we should feel Master's meditating in us, or the divine, meditating in our body, helping us to lift our energy, helping us to stay awake, if nothing else, helping us to feel love in our hearts, helping us to lift energy up, no? And that that energy is within, or Master sitting next to us, doing Kriya or Hang Sa or Om technique, sitting right next to us, and we're feeling the divine love flowing. Or Swamiji said also, in diminutive form, you can feel Master's is sitting on top of your head, lifting your energy up. And he said Swamiji, he would be sitting in the back of the room, and Master would be talking about something else. It had nothing to do with God or whatever. It's potholes that had to be dug or something. And Swamiji said, I'd be sitting there and I just feel energy just rising and just opening up my forehead, just from the divine power of love flowing to the Guru. So as you meditate, meditate with Master. If you feel you're falling asleep, whatever, just mentally chant Om Guru, Om Guru. I am thine, be thou mine. Introduce me to God. All of this helps to bring the love of the Guru to the disciple. And I want to close with a beautiful letter from Swamiji about his relationship with Master. Why I love my Guru. Swamiji says, close your eyes and listen to these words. Noble an institution as friendship is, it was not until I met my Guru that I came to understand its higher octaves. As a divine friend, he was perfection itself, for friendship should uplift, and that is something it does not always do. So long as it is between egos, it may only strengthen the ego. When I met my Guru, he said to me, I give you my unconditional love. No treasure surely could be greater than that sacred promise. He has fulfilled it in countless ways. More and more through the years, I have found him mentally guiding me, leading me toward inner freedom, filling me with inner bliss. I love my Guru. As he himself wrote about his own Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, as the spoken voice of silent God. He was ever and is now more than ever my nearest, dearest companion. If I am right, I feel his inner smile. If I am wrong, I feel his inner encouragement to do better. He is on my side in every struggle against delusion. Could anyone be a better friend than that? Let's meditate a couple of minutes together on the Guru now. If this isn't your path, just feel the divine presence. Let's visualize or look at the picture of Yogananda ji, and then close your eyes. Mentally chant, I am thine, be thou mine. I am thine, be thou mine. Or mentally chant, I love you, Guruji. I love you. Feel this divine touch, touching your heart now. Swamiji said he felt Master's finger vibrating over his heart for at least 2 minutes. Feel Master now blessing you in the heart chakra. Open yourself to that blessing now. I am thine. I am thy child. Be thou mine. Now, give your love to the Guru. Not only receiving, give back. Now, remember the words from Swamiji about the Guru. The purification ceremony. Open your heart to me, the Master says, and I will enter and take charge of your life. Reestablish the bond of Guru and disciple. We'll close this part of our class with a chant. Mm. I do everything still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. I do everything still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still to my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Guide to me. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Guide to me. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts, banish my delusion. Still into my heart of hearts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now we're going to have an activity where we break into different groups. We have the bowls ready. Yeah, let's get the bowls. I'll explain to you while they're coming that it's easier in small groups to discuss things. Otherwise, it takes a long time with this many people. So we'll have 5 different groups, and you'll be able to choose which group. You won't choose, but Master will choose for you. You choose from a bowl which group you'll be in. And the assignment in the groups are, we're going to look at how to develop the right attitudes and qualities to be able to draw Yoganandaji's love. So we have to do our part. And each group will come up with at least one example from Master's life or Swamiji's life on a particular quality. And I'll tell you what those qualities are now. And then everyone in the group will come up with ways they can manifest these qualities in your life. So you go home with, this is what I'm going to do to bring Master's love more into my life. Okay, and the different groups and qualities of Master manifested and how he can bring his love to us are, one is energy. We have to have more energy to be able to draw the divine love. Second, positivity. We have to be able to be more positive, affirmative. Third, willpower. Get up in the morning, do your meditation. Fourth, compassion. How to develop compassion. We know the story of Master was driving and he had the driver stop the car. And he went in and he bought a lot of junk, as they said, at the store. The woman badly needed that amount of money that day. That showed Master's compassion. How can we manifest that more in our life? With energy, we knew he ran out on the stage and he would give his talks with more, enthusiasm and energy. Finally, the last one is divine love itself. We know when Master, one time someone came to him to kill him, he had a gun in his back. Master turned around and he says, "Why do you live this way?" And he filled the man with divine love. The man started shaking, he dropped the gun and he ran away. So how can we bring divine love, God's divine love, more into our lives? So we have several bowls. You can do these 2 over here and take 3 over here. Give one to the back row and just pick one. And that's the group you'll be in. And the group leaders, please stand up now. If you're one of the group leaders, come here. Please stand up. Pass these bowls around. Harish, pass them. Pass them. Take one and look at it afterwards, not before. Hold on, we'll work on these later. Just pass the chits. And once everybody has one, we'll continue. Raise your hand if you do not have one yet. Okay, thank you. All right, everybody has? Here's one right here. Everybody has? Okay, so Harish, can you say your group?
My group is compassion.
And who has compassion? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and go with Harish. Now, we'll do this in an orderly fashion. If you have compassion, go with Harish now. He'll be taking you to where you have your discussion. Half hour is the amount of time. You'll be talking on compassion.
Each has a leader and they're supposed to.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to send them all. Okay, next is, please come.
Willpower.
Okay, willpower. Who has willpower? Raise your hand, stand up, and come with Shreyam. He'll take you to where your group will be discussing willpower. This looks like a powerful group here, actually. We want some good ideas from this group. Willpower? Are you willpower? Nobody. Nobody willpower. Okay, Manisha, please stay with me here. Energy, raise your hand if you have energy. Energy people, go with Manisha. Is somebody helping you or are you by yourself? Okay, come, energy people. We want some energetic ideas from this group. Come. Go with Manisha. There's still a lot of people left. That's interesting.
Yeah, but everyone has a chit, so everyone has a group assignment.
Okay, what's the next one?
Divine love is you.
Okay, what is yours?
Positivity.
Positivity, raise your hand. Oh, you're going to have to be really positive. Okay. hour. Everybody has. Okay, let's our group, let's get in a circle. Come into a circle. So put your chairs in a circle. And are there Kriya bonds in this group? Okay, I'm going to test you. So let's get a circle. We want to be able to see each other. You know, bring your chairs around, bring the chairs, hello, bring your chairs around, bring the chairs around. Okay, so this is everybody. You all over there? Are you with this group? You're with this group? You can sit with us. No, just sit with us at this point. Okay, but I can't talk to you if you're all over there. So come in closer. You can bring your chair right up to there. Yep, come on in. Yeah, now this is much better. So what we want to do now is to go over how we can bring more divine love into our lives, how we can feel Yoganandaji's love more through our own lives, through being that in our own lives, more divine love. Let me ask the question first. We need some examples of divine love in Swamiji's life or Master's life. Now you Kriya bonds, who's not a Kriya bond? Everybody's a Kriya bond here. So you must know all the stories. So we need at least one good story about divine love. I gave one just now, didn't I? The hold up man. No? Okay, what else? Other stories.
I know, I remember like when Master was going in a car, there was a shop where that person was selling all the toys and all that stuff.
That's the one I just said, isn't it? Yeah,
Okay, so
I
that's
said
like-
that one. Okay, any more? Swamiji or Master Divine Love?
Yeah, I remember one story where whenever each activity that we do in our life, we got to possibly pause for a second and think, would my master approve of this?
Yeah.
I'm answerable to my master this way. Would Guruji do this? He were to do
Yes, that's not exactly a story though.
Swamiji during his satsangs would reach out to a person who would actually be not making that eye contact with Swamiji and he would just pour his love by just reaching out to that person and opening his heart and
Three more Crete stories from Master's life. Master, here's a beautiful story. He stayed up all night to see Krishna, isn't it? His little friend said, he's not coming. I'm going to go to sleep. And Master said, I'm going to stay here. I don't care what. And that was out of love, no? There's got other stories like that, aren't there?
when he was small, he jumped out of his house window to find God.
He went to
So
go to the Himalayas. He went with this friend to try to go to the Himalayas. That was out of divine love. What else? His mother died. Master was torn apart. Divine Mother came to him from the love he poured out. Isn't it so? What else happened like that? I mean, don't you know Dewa? You've got to know it.
Brother-in-law will not believe him. He wanted food.
Ah.
And he goes, and he's standing there in the hot sun, going on praying. After sunset pray, then a priest comes and offers them.
They offered them food. Yeah. And what about Mukunda? I mean, there's so many beautiful stories that a letter to God. Remember, he wrote a letter to God, the beloved, whatever it was, and he said, "Why aren't you coming to me? I'm pouring my heart out to you." And then the light one day, light in letters of light, Divine Mother answered him. He was just a boy then.
Babaji's appearance in his home.
The what?
It was Babaji's appearance at his home, at his front gate when he was calling for Divine Mother.
Acha. Yeah, he was asking, he had to go to America, and he said, I'm not going to leave until I get the sanction from God. And Babaji appears and he said, Divine Mother's heard, has answered your prayer.
It's two parents, like, those, they get all the miracles happen, they get the food on time, they get tickets.
Yeah, yeah, two
Two
penniless boys in Brindaban. That's a beautiful story. And what others? I mean, there's so many stories about divine love, aren't there? Any other ones you all know?
Once he was looking for a particular kind of bread in America, but that was not.
Shortbread is a cookie, by the way. Yeah, and it's a great story.
And the lady said it's not available, and he comes out and asks Divine Mother that how can it be?
What happened, Divine Mother?
Yeah, and then suddenly there was a lightning or something, and then.
No, it was the woman runs out of the store with the bag she was saving for somebody else. And Master felt was like a divine intervention. And she said, I was saving this for somebody else, but you take it. I want you to have it. That was Divine Mother.
Story where in the film, where Mr. Oliver is rain coming.
Acha!
Pouring around.
Great
Oliver
story.
is pouring cats and dogs, but he could change the entire dream of, divine.
Master did. He said, for you, Oliver. You know, that was the love between him and his disciple, isn't it? What other stories that you all know? There's a story of Swamiji, so sweet, going to Carmel with Divine Mother. After he wrote the Raja Yoga lessons, he said he wanted to have a short break. So he said he was going on a little vacation with Divine Mother. He didn't say, I'm going on a vacation. And what happened there? You know the story?
They offered the lunch as a compliment.
No, but before that, the hotel. Thank you. The hotel, remember? He didn't have to pay for his hotel room. Just give it to me. He didn't have to pay for the hotel room because he was going with Divine Mother. So they said, no, don't pay us, just stay for free. Then the next day he goes for his lunch. Don't pay us. This is Divine Mother. It's so sweet. There's hundreds of stories.
Answer where one of his disciples is climbing the ladder and the
Acha.
ladder fails and he falls.
Oh, yeah, these are all wonderful. What other ones?
And
You all must know some stories. You Kriya Bonds, no, you took Kriya, you know, what other story? This, I'm not getting any energy over here. What other stories do you know?
I'm just enjoying hearing. I'm unable to recollect now.
Okay,
says to his disciple, I too love you.
who said that? When was that?
Master was said, he was driving car, I think some incident in the ashram. I too love
Acha,
you.
no. This is a great story though. He was walking by another disciple who in his mind always thought, I love you, Guru. I love you, Guru. I hope somebody's either mentally taking notes or will take notes. And Master walked by and he says, I love you too. Very sweet. These are all about divine love. So who wants to present? Somebody's going to be presenting this to the group. One of you too? Can you remember these things? All you need to remember is the best out of them. Just 2 or 3 stories, because we want to give examples to people, right? You have it in your mind? You got it? Yeah, but okay, you both can. But here's a paper, and just while you we're not going to wait for you to write, but you can write down. Okay, so we've got some stories. Are you with us too? You
Yes.
For the first time.
come on. Come in the group. Come. Welcome. Okay, so now आपके पास pen है? Yeah, but I'm not going to waste time on this right now. You can do this later. Just keep in your mind, just pick out the best 3 examples or 4 or 5, whatever. Okay, now the next thing we need to figure out is we need ideas how to bring this aspect. Just keep it with you, Hannah. How to bring this aspect of divine love into our lives to be able to draw magnetically Master's love more into us. So what are we going to do? What are we actually going to do? We can't just leave here and go, that was a nice class.
By doing chanting.
Hallelujah. Chanting. Now, let's start writing this down.
Good practical experience to because I'm a musician.
Yeah,
I play so divine chanting definitely,
fabulous.
and it has worked also.
Yeah, let's put it down. Chanting. So this is a perfect answer to bring God's love. Master says half the battle, chanting. No? What does it do? Opens up the heart. And what else does it do? What does chanting do? Devotion increases, but what else? What else? It uplifts the consciousness. Okay, you can bring energy up from here to here. What else does chanting do? Yeah, well, let's that not purifying to your consciousness? How do you feel after you chant? Everybody's eyes are closed. You feel cleansed, you feel uplifted, you feel a divine contact. That's another, who's writing? You feel a divine contact through chanting, no? Isn't it so? So one thing is, how am I going to bring more divine love into my life from the guru, from God and guru? I'm going to chant. Now, how am I going to chant? I'm either going to get an instrument, if you're lucky enough to do that, or what else can I do? Listen to the recordings. And, no, not just listen. I'm going to sing with the recordings. Okay. What else? Come to kirtan if they have the kirtan here.
Sometimes the chanting we have in Sunday.
Hacha, that's a good one. And here's another thing. Singing. Singing as well. Now, why did Swamiji write 400 pieces of music? Just why? He wanted to write music? It's for us. It's a legacy. That music is a legacy, isn't it? Play it in your car, play it in the house, play it when you go for a walk, isn't it? What is that music doing? Swamiji said it connects you to the Om vibration. He said, I wrote it out of Om. Isn't that wonderful? So here's another one. Chanting and singing / listening to Swamiji's music. Is that bringing divine love or not? Definitely. How do you feel afterwards? You just feel so happy, uplifted, cleansed. And listen to they have so many experiments with music. Like the plants who hear a lot of heavy beat music, they die off. The ones they like the best, you can Google it. Dorothy Ritalik did experiments with plants and music. The music the plants like the best, when they lean over to speakers and entangled around with them, Indian ragas. They loved it.
There are so many ragas.
Hana?
5 different ragas, soulful
Yeah.
ragas.
Yeah, they loved it. And Dr. Emoto, I hope next time I come back into a music program, Dr. Emoto's experiments with water. You must know all these things. They played different music to bodies of water, small bodies of water, and froze it. And the beautiful classical music, once you play classical music and uplifting music, they have beautiful formations, symmetrical formations. The ones that boom, 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 they were just terrible looking, and so we're made of 70% water, isn't it? What's that doing to your consciousness? And reverse that, what is the uplifting music that we have doing to our consciousness? So people say, how am I going to meditate better? Listen to the music. The restlessness, listen to the music. Get the chanting going. Yeah, so this is one huge piece to get going in your life. How many people here have an instrument that you play, TK? Jahua,
Starting to learn flute now.
go for it. To flute? Wonderful. Flute is a beautiful instrument. I have a gong, a wonderful gong. I have kirtals. I have a tanpura, and I have a harmonium. I just got the big tanpura. It's gone, I just love it. I wish I had it here, I would play. Anyway, so we got the music down. Now, what else are we going to do? This is going to help the whole group when they come back. How else am I going to open myself to feel God's divine love more? These are the things, I'm going to serve. Now, what does seva do?
Selfless seva.
Yeah, what does it do? What does it do for you? You all serve here, don't you? What does it do? Acha, blocks.
Beyond yourself.
Hello. I mean, you get out of yourself. Yeah, it removes ego. What else does it do? It's uplifting. It makes you happier, doesn't it? Doesn't it burn up your worries and your fears and your doubts, and you're not thinking about yourself? Isn't it so? When they say, can you come over early and set up for that class? You say, yeah, I'm coming. And you're thinking about, no, I got to stay home and worry. You're coming. Why are you coming? Because you're getting that energy. Whose energy is it? Hello? Whose ashram is it? Whose classes are they? Whose place is this? You're coming to your guru's ashram to serve. How beautiful. Who can say no? When that call comes, you say, I'm coming. Isn't it? So service, thank you. That's a very important part. Selfless service, not service, look at me. I served. The people, I tell you, no, you're right. And Master, this one man came to Master and he said, I put $100 in the collection plate. Isn't that good? And Master said, Divine Mother was already the $100. You can't. I said, that's like mercenary. I give you this, you give me back. That's not selfless service. That's not niskam karma. So we serve from the heart, and look how much, hello, look how much the Guru has given us. How can anybody say, I don't want to serve?
You have to enjoy the serving.
Yeah, joyfully, isn't it? Okay, so we have two big components, music and seva. Now, what are we doing? We're bringing divine love into our daily life. So serving with joy and with love. Not more flowers to put on. I don't feel like it, but I'll do it. Oh God, I'm exhausted. Why did they call me? Isn't there anybody else? Nobody's here.
No, if you do with love and affection, definitely you will enjoy.
I mean, look at that altar. Was that done with love? Absolutely. I mean, the person, you can just feel the love coming off of the altar. Look at these flowers. Beautiful. Okay, so what other area? Now we're looking for areas things we're gonna do, activities, maybe be change of attitudes. Whoa, that's a good one. Affirmations. That's a very good one. Affirmations, and like we said in this, we're sitting here, I am thine, be thou mine. Cleansing, uplifting, takes away. See what the changes in your consciousness. If at the end of the meditation you feel sleepy, you your whole life is going to change. Introduce me to God. Master, be with me. Here's one. Beautiful thought. Master, this is what happened to me. about, just a conversation. Isn't that a beautiful thought? Having an ongoing conversation with your guru. Beautiful. The mind's talking anyway. You're bringing gurus love. Mm, mm. No spiritual growth. Doesn't take long, does it? What does satsang do? I'm going to tell you what it does. There and be like this. Isn't it so? Ah, it is our home. Now, there's another. Conversation ongoing. What else do we have? Chanting. Come close and you're doing some other teachings. It's just like energization. I've heard this so many. Is doing the teachings properly. Okay, one more. Others. So it's not just my guru buys, but what do you do at work? You don't even have to talk. There's a vibration. People sense of acceptance, of compassion, of love, of joy. They said, see, this guy's sort of different. I don't know what he does, but I know there's something about him. Friendship, of kindness. These are qualities we have to have. Isn't it so? Generosity. Somebody's having a hard time, you call them up. You send them a message. You bring them some flowers. It doesn't have to be your guru buys. The person next door just lost their friend or something. Isn't it? Hallelujah. Put the healing prayers down. Healing prayers is a way it draws. We're asking Divine Mother, da, 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 Om, isn't it? Healing prayers. But this one is very important, to be a channel for anybody who Divine Mother sends you. A divine channel of kindness, of love, of acceptance, of compassion.
Helping a helpless person.
Helping people, period. Having an attitude of helping. Isn't that right? One other one you picked up on, healing prayers. I was just going to say prayer. Prayer and healing prayers. No? Yeah. Okay, so then we've got the books. The talks. The talks and the books, isn't it? Talks and the books. If you get those going, what do you feel when you're reading those books and hearing the talks? What did you feel today from that talk? It was fabulous.
You have to see master in everyone.
Yeah, definitely. That's what he's saying too. What did you feel from that talk today, Swamiji's talk?
Guidance.
Yeah, but the vibration, whoa. And that was only like 4 minutes or something. Straight into the heart, isn't it? You just feel like, oh, it just lifts you up. So listen to the talks. Read a paragraph every day from one of the books. If you can't read more than that, read a page, read a chapter. But does that not bring the divine presence? The talks and the books? Yeah? Have we missed anything? Let's just go around. Have we missed anything?
Feeling happy for others.
Ah, living in joy.
Somebody.
Like attracts.
Somebody success. We should
Thank you. So encouragement.
encourage.
Encouragement to us, support to other, appreciation.
Normal-
to other
normal
people.
feeling is that people will get angry. Should not.
Yeah, but that's not a devotee. And it's certainly not a
Feeling happy
disciple.
is right.
You'd be
Encouraging.
encouraging the people, accepting of people. Yes, congratulations. Send a note. Congratulations. So happy for you. No, and sincerely be happy. Okay, now I'm going to ask you all an important question. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. How many of those do you have down? Just count 8. Okay, so now we got to get down to reality check now. Okay. Which one of these are you going to actually do? We've got a long list here. You can't do them all, but we can send you the list. But I want read off slowly each one and be thinking in your mind. And I want to ask you which one you're going to do. Read off slowly each one.
Divine chanting,
Okay, next,
selfless service,
next.
affirmations,
Okay.
attending satsangs,
Mhm.
practice his teachings, Guru's teachings, sharing and reaching out to others,
Mhm.
healing prayers, talks and books of Swamiji and Master.
Okay, and the last one is
Appreciation.
appreciation,
Yeah.
Encouragement.
encouragement. Yeah.
That's the-
Another one,
Encouraging.
yeah, that's very good.
Appreciation.
Yeah. And supportive.
And supporting. Unconditional.
Acha, unconditionally. Excellent. Unconditionally. Okay. And then another one was prayer.
Yes, prayer.
Chanting is
Chanting.
We have music besides chanting? Let's make it separate. Listening to the music, singing along,
singing.
Okay.
make it a separate one.
Environment and pilgrimages would be a part of satsang only.
Yeah, that's part of satsang. Yeah. I think we have the basic key ones. Let's remember the point is to bring the Guruji's love more as a reality in our life. What are we going to do? He's there all the time, but he's told that woman, if you shut the door, how can I come in? So how are we going to keep the door open is really this exercise. Make sense? Okay, so
These are the ways to.
these are the ways. Now, okay, so I want to go around and ask you all. We're doing the techniques every day, but what others of these are you going to try to integrate into your life? Should I start with you or you want to think?
I think I'd like to incorporate the chanting.
Yeah, you can play with the flute. You can play some of the songs, some of the chants. Wonderful. Okay. Chanting, service. Wonderful.
Music.
Music. Okay. Listen to music or chanting or which one? Music bus. Okay, ticket.
Music also. Music is my passion.
Consa instrument.
Veena.
I hear you. I hear you. Veena. I played the cello and the violin.
This is a string.
I know Veena.
The one which is in the hand of the God.
What is a Saraswati?
Saraswati.
I love
Really?
Veena. I love
Really?
stringed instruments. I could just go into music and never come out. This is the problem. Okay, ma'am. Okay, seva and chanting. Now, you all got this in your mind now. It's not for me. It's for you. Okay, so hold on to these thoughts. Next one.
Sharing the teachings.
Sharing the teachings. Wonderful. And vibration. You know, it's the teachings, but what is the teaching? You are the teaching.
You have to enjoy
You know?
the teaching, then only.
Yeah, you have, no, you have to become the teaching, you know? Isn't it so? So that's a high thing to do. You, every day, why are we doing the technique? To become the teaching, not to keep forever, you know? So share master's vibrations. The teachings you're already doing, but his vibrations, joy, love, kindness, you know, wonderful, you know, ma'am?
To hear music.
Acha, wonderful. You have Ananda music?
For the first time we came, madam.
Acha,
For the first time you came.
you're most welcome. Yeah, there's music. I think we have it. Anyway, take some music with
I
you.
have pen drive.
Okay, okay. Next.
Be Guru's channel.
Okay. But which one is it specifically? Through which one?
Sharing and reaching.
I got it, got it. Got it. Okay. Next.
Like to heal people. Bless them.
Healing prayers. Wonderful. Okay, now make sure you tell people here, because I'm sure there's a healing group.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so be sure to get on the healing group, okay? Wonderful, okay? Wonderful. So this is increasing what you're already doing of that. Okay,
Chanting and selfless service.
you chant on harmonium? You have,
Vocal.
acha, wonderful. You do guitar?
Recovery.
Hi,
Sorry,
acha.
still practicing.
Oh, you're
But
practicing.
I sing without the instrument.
Oh, you have a nice voice. You take classes or you just sing?
I used to practice in my college days.
Acha,
Self-taught.
he sings. Wonderful, okay.
Teaching the group. Well, we should go to the
Okay,
idea.
and the books and telling others and,
He's a judge.
fabulous.
First time I attended here.
First time?
Yes.
How so? You look like you're home all the time here.
No, I have attended all
Satsang.
Vivekananda, Ramkrishna, Ashma, all like that.
Ha, well, you're most welcome. You both come first time?
Yes, my wife, she is my wife.
Acha, I get it.
I came with my wife and daughter,
Daughter's here too.
in another group.
Acha,
She's
Chija.
a very good singer also.
Acha, wonderful. Oh, you have a good family. It looks very, you all have good energy. Wonderful to have you. Now I'm going to give mine music because I just bought a new tanpura and I just love it. And I wish I had one here. I would sing for you all. Do you have a tanpura at your house? आपके पास tanpura है?
Kanpura, no, yeah, I have it home. Today I didn't bring the mobile, I left it in my car, there I have a Kanpura.
You have a tanpura in your car?
That is mobile.
No, mobile, I have that, but the real bottle. I love tanpura. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing is tanpura and music. Okay, so was this helpful to you all? You have to have something concrete. You can't just say, so now we're going to get more concrete. No. Can, here, pass these around. Take one. I think one is, here, give me half of that. I think one is plenty. And the pins, pass the pins around. If you need more paper, here it is. All right, everybody has? The half hour is about up, isn't it? Yeah. So now just take a moment right here and write down. You might even write, if you want, write a letter to Yogananda ji or however you want to put it, but whatever you just told me, get it down on paper and you can say, Dear Master, this is what I will be doing in these next months or something like that, just to get it firm. And then you'll take this home with you. Okay. So take a moment and just in your own, whatever you just said, you're going to be doing, write it down. You know, you have a pen, pens, kaha hai? There was a big container. It's just gone. How many do we need? You need one, you need one. आपको पेन चाहिए? मैं हिंदी जानती हूँ.
मैंने आपका सत्संग सुना है हिंदी में,
हाँ, कौन सा?
दिल्ली वाला रिकॉर्डेड है यूट्यूब में, वो सुना है. In Instagram, I saw you holding that palm for the first time.
Ah,
I saw
definitely.
You sing.
Everybody at Ananda sings. Huh. So they're writing down now. No, they're almost done. Then I think I'm gonna let them go on a silent walk.
Oh, now we're going on silent.
Well, we could do either way. Oh yeah, we should come back. So if you if you have more time, have people write and then come back. But we're done. We're done. And then we can have somebody from each group say what we came up with. You're right. You're right. Yes, I forgot that part.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. Now this is for you to keep. You know? Hannah? And who's going to be the spokesperson for the group? Madam? Do madam? Dono. Okay, and you've got.
So we got to introduce the topic and.
No, just say what the group came up with.
What we have discussed here.
Yeah, give one example. One example is enough. And then just give the points. Don't discuss them. We only have like 2 minutes. And just say, these are the things our group came up with to be able to feel Master's love more in our lives. Chanting, music, just go down the list. But give 1 or 2 examples of love. We had so many there, Which one? Stories. Which one you're going to tell?
Be brief.
I love it.
So when Master's mother passed away, Divine Mother says that I was the one who was.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you do that part and you give the pambaba. You got another one?
Yeah, like Swamiji, when he pledged for building a road, he didn't know where the money would come from. And he prayed and the money was
I know.
the right person.
Perfect. Okay. So she's on a roll. So you. Finally, after half an hour, get somebody to talk. Okay, so she's ready to go. Okay, so just give 2 or 3, maybe the Carmel story. He went with Divine Mother.
Yeah, that was the bread. I mean,
The shortbread
the short
is cookies. Yeah.
Write it down.
I heard that several times. Okay, we're ready then. Are we ready? We're ready. Okay, so keep your paper with you for now, and we're going to work with that just after this. Yeah, call the others. And let's put the chairs back the way they were, huh? Take it. Here's another chair and 1 more, These chairs can go back. 1 more chair. Okay. Okay, let's take our seats again. Whoever's going to speak for your group, have them come closer. Right here? Okay. These guys are ready. He's got a long list there. Okay, wonderful. Who are the others on the way?
Yeah, everyone's on.
Okay, and all the speakers should be close by the front. Okay, Shreyam, whoever's going to speak from your group, have them come close. Beautiful. You brought the rose? It's beautiful. Who's the other group? There's one more missing. Are they ready?
Yeah, they're coming. I saw them coming. No?
Take care.
This book is also I told them.
And where are those, you have the pins?
Huh.
You have, just keep them with you. Whatever the extras are. And keep the paper. Harish, whoever's going to speak from your group should just come up close. Just come in the front, yeah. Okay, this is almost everybody. Okay. Okay, I think we're about ready. Shreyam's group is there. Your group is here? Okay. Okay. We're ready to start. Manisha is there? Okay, let's start. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this exercise. Because it's not enough to talk and enjoy, we have to be practical. So I hope you got some good discussion going in your groups about how to take this home and be able to feel divine love more in your everyday life. That was the point of it. And so raise your hand if you're going to be offering suggestions from your group. Anybody else? Yeah, and him. Okay. The presenters are close by. All right. Okay, Manisha, your group is all here. Okay. Okay, please come. I think we're pretty much out of chairs over here. There's one left. Harish, everybody's here? From your group? Acha.
I know.
And whoever's going to speak from your group. TK. Okay, we're ready? Okay, please stand up. Okay, I'm going to request from each group a brief what happened in their discussion. Very brief, 2 minutes at the maximum. And this was our group on say what it was about, divine love,
Divine love.
and go ahead.
We had opportunity to discuss how can we bring and increase the divine love by actions, by, so all of us, the group went through various points. And so.
Let's hear the stories first. That would then make more sense.
Yeah, so Swati will tell you some stories. Stories which, from Masters and Swamiji's life. So when Master's mother passed away, he was very sad, very upset, and he was crying. He was so sad.
You're going to have to make it very brief.
And then he felt her presence, and she kind of told him that I was the one who was looking after you all throughout the incarnations, all throughout those mothers. I was the one mother behind all the mothers. So he felt that love of Divine Mother, and then he understood and he calmed down that it was she who was looking after her. Then once what happened with Swamiji, that he had pledged for making a road and it costed about $2,000. And he had no idea that where this money would come from. So he prayed to Divine Mother, and it so happened that somebody just kept this amount near his door and went away. He didn't know who he was, but this prayer of his was answered. And just a small incident happened in Master's life that he was looking for a kind of a special cookie. It's a caramel bread from particular.
Shortbread.
The lady said it's not available. Then the master came out of the shop and he said, "What is this, Divine Mother?" And I asked for this cookie and it's not there. Then the lady immediately came out of the shop running with a bag and said that here is this thing I was saving it for somebody else, but now I feel like giving it to you. So this is the Divine Mother taking care of all small things.
Wonderful. Then?
So Master has shown us many opportunities that we can serve and feel the divine love. So number one is divine chanting.
So wait, let's get it clear. These are things we're going to do. Let's make it clear. We're going to do them.
Yeah, these are for us to do to increase the divine love.
Thank you.
And share with others. Second is music, listening to music, which are chants by Swamiji, which are available on online and YouTube channels. Third, and very important that we all do in different ways, is selfless service. Fourth, affirmation on divine love. Satsangs, being vibration of Guru vibes, which increases our energy and the vibration, and feel the Guru's presence in the satsang. And third, fifth is practice his teachings, and while teaching a technique or a chanting, share the vibration while you're teaching. So through guided meditation. Sixth being Guru's channeling. So by sharing and reaching out to people, calling people in need, helping out in a seva. So seventh is prayers, healing prayers, or just praying every day for someone who needs your, divine energy, divine light. We pray for them. Eighth is reading books which carry master vibration, and talks by Swamiji, which are very, very inspirational, and it has, and you feel a divine presence just listening to those talks. And finally, change our attitude, which is being supportive, encouraging others, giving unconditional support, appreciation,
Wonderful.
and that's what is going to help us feel divine love.
Thank you. Next. Come. Now, you're not going to read all those pages, are you? Okay.
So I'm going to talk about compassion, that how do we increase compassion in our life? No, first I will talk about the stories, the two stories about masters. So there
2
was
to
a lady-
3 minutes maximum.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So there was a lady who was wanting to commit suicide, and she went up Washington, Mount Washington, and she happened to buy a locket of master. And then she was coming down and she was totally dejected in life, and she wanted to commit suicide, and she was about to commit suicide. And it so happened the master came out of the locket and he was there in front of her and he stopped her from committing
I
suicide.
think that was at Ananda. Ananda, but it's okay.
So this is how it is that the master showed the compassion to a person who is not even.
Wonderful.
Then the second one was, there was a elderly man who was walking up from Washington, and he was, on the way, he was like tired and he didn't know what to do, and then there was a car coming by and the driver stopped and he gave him a lift and then he was dropped. So in different ways, so master said that I had to put the thought in the mind of the driver to put him.
Wonderful. Great.
So the story ends here, and then how we can increase compassion in the lives of people. So basically, we have compassion a little bit more for our family members. How we can increase it with our outside our family is that, you know, we, after meditation, we can share blessings
Wonderful.
with the whole world, with all the whole community. Then we sometimes get hurt when somebody says wrong to us. So if we forgive them unconditionally, so then we become more compassionate.
Wonderful.
And then we can be empathetic in action with people. So not only with people, but with also birds and animals, like, you know, giving them
Yeah.
food or whatever, water when they need it.
Hmm.
And then we see God in all, so then compassion increases. And then uplifting music and talks by
Mhm.
saints, our master, Swamiji, and a lot of other people also who are realized if we listen to their music and if we read their books and if we listen to their satsangs, it increases compassion within us. And then meditation also increases compassion.
Mhm.
And or if we want to increase compassion within us, we can meditate on the quality of.
Hmm.
So that would increase. Then I would say that be compassionate towards your fellow drivers in the city. And then
Driver compassion.
giving time to people so that, you know, in case they are down and they want to express themselves, so that also will increase
Okay.
compassion. And then greeting and smiling to people, so, you know, so that will also increase the compassion.
Wonderful.
So this is how it is, that how we can-
Thank you. Next. Uh-oh.
I think so my time was short, like.
Your time was just fine.
Our topic was positivity. So first we'll talk about some stories. I'll tell one story and. you get to
Okay,
tell another story.
okay.
So there is a story where actually happened when Swamiji was there, when village was burned down actually.
Yeah.
So it was very, like, most of the portions were burned down, and Swamiji just came out on the road when shopkeeper was very near. Swamiji was not tense. It was like he was very normal, as if nothing has happened. And then shopkeeper asked, so it has burned down. Are you not impacted? Are you not tense? Then Swamiji said, it was a karma. So we don't have to worry about what has happened, but we can take it forward
Hmm.
to rebuild it.
Mhm.
So it was a nice story where we could see the positivity so that we can imbibe and probably see the happening as it is and learn more
Hmm.
positively.
Thank you, Ravish. The another story that we recalled is Master's Vrindavan visit when brother gave him the task, like you go there without taking any money and don't beg or ask
Yeah, yeah.
anything. And he was so positive, it's like God is with me. We don't need to worry, we will do it. And it was
And it worked.
such a wonderful story. So I'm not going to detail with the time constraints. So And in fact, one of the point that we also wrote in that, how do we live it and all, like you start doing the things and then the path appears, right? And you always get a channel to do it. The presence of God and Guru is always there. And then the next thing is like shifting focus on the gratitude and the complaints, and then you will be positive in order to do something more meaningful, right? The look into the positive aspect of all the people and incident. I mean, we always carry all the sides, and many times people shift towards complaints or this thing. Everyone has something positive in that. And having a good satsang and a positive environment is always something which increases.
Satsang in a good environment, yeah.
And then seva, walking in the nature, spending time in
Mm.
nature, uplifting music, increase positivity. And in fact, the positivity helps increasing all the other aspects of spiritual quality.
Yeah.
And the last point that I will conclude is like, as Neha or sorry, Katyani mentioned,
Mm.
I would think like in any incident, any challenging incident, how Swamiji would react.
Wonderful.
Right, so I think that also brings a different aspect and a positivity towards it than something into the challenge.
Wonderful. Next group.
So our group, we discussed about willpower.
Oh,
So there was a story in Swamiji's master's childhood days. Like, look, when he was a kid, he was arguing with his elder sister, saying that tomorrow I'm going to get a boil in my hand and all. So it manifested the very next day. It manifested with his willpower. It manifested. Then he was reprimanded by his mother. So we discussed that like. With the story, we can manifest in a positive way if we use our willpower. So we also discussed about the energizing exercises, which we are not doing regularly. So we have to recommit ourselves to do the and one of the ways we could
True
do that
confessions.
is, like people brought up the point like they have to wake up at Brahma Muhurta, that is the early morning, so that they get enough time the whole day to do the energizing exercises. And
this isn't about you though. You're doing it.
so then again the way we can improve our willpower is like positively affirming, saying that like, say I'm going to wake up at this time, so your mental clock works in that way, that so you wake up at that exact moment, and you can spend the whole day. That we discussed. Then like Swamiji's one more willpower story we discussed is like when he was in dire need of money in USA, some $5,000. So he was going through the newspaper, and so he particularly invested all of his money he was having at that moment. Then that it seems there was a kind of recession during that time, and after some few weeks time, the property he invested in, it shot up, and he went to a very higher price. That's what we are discussing. So you can do
That was
anything
master.
anything with your willpower. So if you are positively doing or positively affirming yourself. So, and one more thing is like satsang interaction. So if people who are having these kind of motivators, we were very much inspired by Mr. Swaminathan sir. So he says that he wakes up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he does practice, and he has a method of reward and punishment. So if he is not completing his meditation by 7 o'clock, he's not going to have his morning coffee. So that's what he said. So we were truly inspired by him, Swaminathan sir. So one of the thing is like you interact with people who are highly motivated and have willpower, so that you cultivate the willpower in yourself by getting the seed from them. So that's what we discussed.
Fabulous. Who's left? This is our last group. Huh?
So our
Acha, okay.
so our theme was energy.
Okay.
And we discussed a lot. We can write a book. To summarize, okay, we started the Guru story. Okay. So the Guru story is that once Master was giving a speech, and he asked 5 policemen to come up and move him. So 5 policemen
Push
came
him.
up the stage and they tried to push him, but he could not move him. That was the kind of energy that he manifested. And it seems.
Then he pushed them off of the stage.
Okay, I didn't know
He
this
just
part.
used his power and all of them fell off into the orchestra pit.
Okay. So in our lives, energy can be manifested in the physical as well as the mental energy states. So the physical part, we talk about the physical. He is very energetic and he wants to talk. So
Wants to talk. He wants to talk.
okay, so he's yet to know what is energizing. But this is the energy we want. Okay. Okay, energization exercise. Energization. The sun and having morning and night rituals for the physical energy. For the mental energy, lot of smile, lot of love in the heart, forgetting about oneself and doing seva selflessly, accepting all our situations that are there, making the extraordinary moments, ordinary moments extraordinary, making the ordinary moments extraordinary, focusing on the present, cracking jokes, not taking life seriously.
So, there is one thing that we concluded while we were having this discussion that, as she said, being in the present moment, that helps us stay energized and also trying to like learn new things.
Yes.
In life. So that also helps keep our energy levels up. So, so small things in our daily life, right? If we do it with more positivity, with more willingness, with more energy, so that in turn increases our energy level and the people who are around us.
Yeah.
For them also it increases. And so small things like making small changes in our diet, then going out for morning walks or evening walks, whatever. And
No, go back to the diet. So make the small change. What like small changes? Like what? Less sweets? Nobody wants to hear that.
Right. Not after.
sattvic food.
Hmm.
I mean, food which doesn't have a lot of spices. Yeah, eating early. eating
Okay,
on time.
got it.
So,
Okay.
Fasting.
Wow, this is, who was in that group?
Beetroots.
I'm glad I wasn't in that group. Beetroot. Okay, thank you. Give me a paper. So now we'll close with the next 15 minutes. Each of you should have a paper. Make sure you have a paper and a pen. Our group already wrote down, but if you need a paper and pen, raise your hand and they will come around.
Do we need all part?
It doesn't matter. If you need, raise your hand and they'll bring around to you. Paper and pen. You can use the paper you have. Just you already wrote yours, so forget about it. Hold on. No, they're coming. They're coming. Paper and pen. These people are getting up. You have paper?
Paper, yeah, we
Acha. Acha.
Yep, paper has come.
Paper and pen. Okay? Okay, you can share the pen if you need to. Okay, now I'll tell you what we're going to do to close our session today. Hello? Are we ready? Hello? Okay, on your paper, from all we talked about today, there were a lot of good ideas, weren't there? Of what we're going to take home is the question now. What are we going to do when we get home to bring the divine love of God and gurus into our life? It's not enough to have it in the book, have it on the talk, have it in the picture, in our life. So from everything you heard today, these wonderful souls who gave a lot of ideas, and from your own group, write down one thing you're going to take home and you're going to integrate it into your life. It could be chanting. It could be affirmations. It could be coming to satsang. It could be selfless service. It could be reading the books. Could be music. And so take just a minute. You're not writing a long thing here, but you can write it in this way. If you're on this path, dear Master Yogananda ji, this is what I'm going to integrate into my life as of today to bring your love more into my life, my consciousness. All right? Dear Yogananda ji, dear Guru ji, dear Master, this is what I'm going to do. Now, why are we doing this? It makes it more clear in your own mind. No? Take a minute. She needs a pen. Pen? Everybody has. पेन दो पेन चाहिए You have? You don't have? You don't write? Okay. Whatever.
He's written it in the mind.
Doesn't take that long, but take your time. Raise your hand if you need more time. Nobody. Okay, now we're going to close by, you can just fold your paper up. And we're going to close in this wonderful way. You see how beautiful it is here? It's lovely. We're going to, in silence, no talking, go on a silent walk with Master. You all on your own, alone. And you have what you just wrote down, isn't it? So you're going to just have a walking meditation conversation with the Guru. Understand? So you can read him the letter if you want, but this is all in silence. We're going to ring a bell in about 15 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll close with Om's healing prayers, okay? So please, this group first, go out. There's wonderful grounds everywhere. Don't congregate. Go with Master alone, okay? Please, no talking. I hope that was a nice walk for you. Maybe one of the best walks. And before we close with Ohms, I would just like to hear, like, from just a couple of people, one word what you're taking home. One word, not a long list. So raise your hand. You want to share one word.
I am taking home that Guru is always.
Thank you. Someone else? One word. Yes. Stand up. Say loud. Home. Okay. Okay. Someone else? Stand up, please.
Energy.
Thank you. Please. Compassion. Okay. What else? Belief. Wonderful. Daily sadhana. Blessings. Okay.
Consistency.
Good. Consistency.
Love.
Love. Someone else?
Trust.
Trust. Wonderful.
Blissfulness.
Blissfulness. Very good.
Peace.
Peace. Okay.
Seva.
Seva. Very good. Anyone else? Positivity. Guru. Wonderful. Behind you? Willpower.
Forgiving. Forgiving.
Forgiving. Devotion.
Lot of energy.
Lot of energy. Joy. Two of them enjoy. Commitment. Excellent. A smile. Wonderful. Okay. These are all wonderful gifts from God and gurus that will integrate into our daily lives. Now let's share. Let's stand up, all of you. And let's share their love, their compassion, their joy. Close your eyes and visualize all of our masters in our midst. Their blessings flowing powerfully at this holy place and into all of us, that we may share their blessings and their grace with the whole world. Think now of anyone you know who's in need, special healing. Think of family members, friends, foes, work companions, guru bhais, neighbors. Feel yourself as a channel for the energy, love, grace, blessings of Yogananda Ji and our great gurus. Let's offer a prayer. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all thy children. Manifest thy healing presence in all bodies, in all minds, and in all souls. Rub the hands together to magnetize your hands. Lift the hands up and chant Om out loud. Om. Twice more. Om. Om. Divine Mother, may thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of my devotion, and may I be able to awaken thy law in all hearts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Many blessings to you all. And you're welcome to join us for prasad now, just out on the balcony.
Like in
The terrace?
balcony, the food is already, kept near the kitchen, so we can just take our food. Most of you have already been here, but we'll help you, to tell you out. And then you can take your food outside, in the balcony, patio, stairs, and all that. And not that it's-
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be with you. If you have any further thoughts or questions, I'll be there too. God bless you all. Many blessings.